My name's Kevin Davis, and I am foreman electrician on this site. The company I work for is called System Electrical. I have worked in every area, I would say, so far, because electrical work is, it involves the whole building. You know, electricity comes in at one point, spreads to every area of the building, so you basically have to work in all the areas all at the same time.
I'm Ken Gallant. I'm the site foreman for Smith Brothers Contracting. We are the drywall contractors on site, responsible for walls, ceilings, bulkheads, tile, acoustical panels, parapets, etc., etc.
Hi, I'm Louis Cabral. I work with Bird Construction, and I'm one of the laborers here on this job site, and I've been working here for about a year now.
My name is George. I'm with Zenith Construction, and we're doing the skylight and the windows.
My name is Frank Svandelis. I'm with George A. Kelson Mechanical. We're based out of Newmarket, and we're assisting with the construction management here at Osgoode Hall. We do everything from any piping, whether it's heating, cooling, air conditioning. We do the HVAC, sheet metal. We sub that out. You know, we're part of, we also sub out the controls portion of the project as well. Just all the mechanical, everything outside of it, structural and electrical. Keep you warm, keep you cool, keep you comfortable.
I'm Jordan Gibson with G&G Sheet Metal. We're a commercial sheet metal contractor, and we're doing all the ventilation in the building.
My name is Raymond Mowat, and I'm the site superintendent for Bird Construction here at Osgoode Hall.
My name's Trevor. I'm with Bird. I'm the site coordinator here on site. We're the general contractor overseeing all the trades and the whole project pretty much.
Scott Smith, I'm project manager for Bird Construction. Basically trying to help rein everybody on site, keep it on track, keep the project going in the right direction, make sure York and Osgoode get the building that they're hoping to have and time and budget that they're looking for.
Every project is different. This one, it's a mixture of new construction and renovation. So in that sense, it's different from a brand new building coming up from a hole in the ground to finish. You know, that's more of a linear progression. In this project, you've got some demolition work, you've got new construction, you've got all the planning around parts of the existing that you're maintaining, and integrating that in with the new systems. So there is a lot of investigating to do, you know, so different in that respect.
Well, every project is unique in its own design. This project in particular is as you can see right here, this structure. The office and general rooms inside the building are typical of what we do. There's a lot of fancy design incorporated into this project, so it's challenging, it's exciting. Well, Smith Brothers works on anything from a small box building in a mini plaza to institutions, schools, banks, quite a wide variety. This is a fairly large project and for our company. There's a lot involved, a lot of different design. It's not your plain, like I said, square box construction. So there's challenges, and I think typically that it's going to be exciting and fun to work on.
Lots of piping, you know, lots of pumps and tanks and valves, and it's a very, very intricate and very detailed. It's almost like walking in any kind of mechanical room where it's just lots of pipe. Lots of pipe, yeah. We're using a lot of the lower flush consumption plumbing fixtures, whether it's a water closet or urinal, even faucets as well. But for the most, from a mechanical standpoint, it's a lot of the heating. Whether we're using we're using variable speed drives, a lot of the pumps and the motors to control the speed of the equipment. So at times where we don't need the building to be operating at full speed when there's no occupancy in here, that everything kind of revs down to a lower level, the kind of energy consumptions in that way. So yeah, for the most part, we're using a lot of the newer technologies and a lot of the energy saving equipment.
We've upgraded all the HVAC systems, so all the air handling and all the control systems for the air handlers are the current state-of-the-art systems. So it's going to provide better comfort and a better balance. From area to area, it's going to be more consistent. So better airflow, more fresh air, so better building for the occupants.
The skylight, to do the skylight, there was a lot of prep work involved in that. The structural steel that holds up the skylight had to go in first, and that took about 6 months to get put up. We actually ordered the spindle scroll columns over here, which would go on an angle. They came from England originally, and they took 4 or 5 months to arrive from there. And then they were put in, and then once they were in, we had to tweak it so that everything would be at the same slope. So if you look at the bottom of the columns, you'll see that we have the anchor bolts, and we have concrete leveling them out, so they're all leveled to the right height to get the degree of slope that we needed for the skylight. And then the skylight frame sits on top of that. Well, being a LEED project, we're implementing a lot of the LEED. So we're using proximity devices for the lighting. We've got a lot of VAV boxes, which again is giving the right amount of heat and cold to the room so that we don't oversupply a room. As you see, we're going to use skylights, so that'll help get heat into the building without using the existing heat. As far as that, we've used even some of the old block. We've used some of the old block. So, as far as technology goes, every room is with data. You've got the new data lines going in. You're going to have fiber optics going in. Even the kitchen, you're going to have brand new equipment, so it's all going to be, state-of-the-art equipment going in.
My favorite part, actually, right here. I like this part here. I think it's going to be really nice. I saw the drawings, and it's a very nice design. So I think the people are really going to like it.
My favorite area is probably here. I like the new addition here. I like the skylight that we're sitting under, and I think it's going to look really nice when it's done, the new space over here for all the students.
When all said and done, I think this is going to be the best. Either this or the student lounge that's just out right over top of the new entrance. It's a pretty nice space, looks out over the commons out there. It's going to be a pretty good, relaxing lounge for the students. I think they're going to enjoy it.
I like open spaces. So we did a little bit of work in this atrium area, this ADR area. I always enjoy that. I know it's going to be a nice place when it's finished. It's going to be lots of natural light. So I would say this is my favorite space, although this area has not been, it's not very advanced right now.
Well, right now, being cold, that space in there where it's nice and warm.
My favorite spot at this present time is the tower, to see the transformation happening on a daily basis, because right now we have approximately 90 men on site, and the amount of work that happens in a day is quite spectacular. So you can go there one day and there's no drywall up. The next day you'll go and you'll have the drywall up, the taping done, and 2 days later it's painted, the lights are going in, so you can see the actual rooms coming together quickly.
I really like the cove over in the phase 2 and the ceilings there the drywall contractors have worked on. I think that's a nice feature with the lighting coming out of it. I think it adds a nice little touch to the corridors and brightens it up nicely.
Lunchroom. I think, well, right now, like I said, the phase 2 corridors I think turned out well. There's a lot of different areas throughout the building, but that would probably be one of the most challenging. In the atrium, when we get at it, we haven't really done much, but that's going to be exciting too.
In the mixing space, we've taken out 2 staircases. We filled in the ground floor and put concrete there now. It's going to be a 2-story element. So from the 2nd floor of the phase 2, you'll be overlooking down into the atrium area.
The mixed area, there was a lot of work. There was a lot of demolition, a lot of the structural pieces were removed, all the concrete, the rebar. I think it was a lot of work a year or so ago.
Yep, it's all radiation. It's in floor heating. All it is plastic tubing that's embedded into the concrete, and eventually there'll be hot glycol running through there, warm glycol that would actually be heating the slab. So that's a nice, there'll be nice comfortable temperatures from the floor. So that's usually the one of the more, I guess I wouldn't say newer technologies, but it's something that is being really looked into now in terms of energy saving method of heating a building.
Within, as you heard before, we put in floor heating. So that now below is going to be a new washroom and part of the compact storage, library storage. Also, there's below that, there's a little storage on the other side, which is the students are right now using as a temporary mixing area since we don't have one. We had little mini bobcats with attachments to it, little hole rams they call them, and that we did that. And then there was a lot of hand cutting, hand chipping with torches to take the rebar off. Once again, a lot of that work had to be done at night so that we wouldn't disturb the classrooms.
How heavy one of those panes of glass is? 300 pounds. What do you think?
150 pounds.
I think they're about 300 pounds.
Those there, I'm not sure, like offhand, but I would say, I guess, I would say about 150 to 200 pounds.
Each pane, I think it's just your typical square pane there. I'd say about 300, 325 pounds. Yeah, it's a fair size weight. They're in small. They're not in very big sections, so they're manageable for the most part. Yeah.
I don't know. If I'd have to guess, I'm going to say 800 pounds.
I'd probably say about 275 pounds, 300 pounds. That'd be my rough guess.
Roughly around 250 pounds.
250 pounds?
Yep.
This building has its challenges. It's unique in the fact that even though it's only 48 years old, it's still a heritage building. So you have to maintain some of the elements, the old elements, without compromising the new elements we're putting in.
Most challenging would be the main electrical room, because we have to put in basically everything new, but at the same time maintain services, maintain electricity for during the construction, for during the when the students are back into this side, this phase 2. So it's quite a challenge to keep everybody happy with their electrical supplies and do what we have to do. As that would be the most challenging.
The most challenging? Trying to get the big machine down the slope with the grass being all wet. That was the only challenging. Yeah. A little bit sliding, putting new sod in the grass over there. So yeah, because we took it out.
I was here during the demolition, which was quite exciting. There was a lot of structural demolition going on. We moved a lot of the structural elements from the tower, and that was quite a challenge, not only for us, but for York, so that we wouldn't interrupt the classrooms while they were operating, because we had to have the school working while we were working as well. Phase 2, which is where the classrooms are right now, the seminar rooms, due to the fact that we had to take down every piece of ductwork in the corridors, all the VAV boxes, which actually make all the heat go to different areas of the classrooms, and then get it all put back together in a matter of 8 weeks before the school started again at the end of August. And when the students came back at the end of August, they didn't even know we had been there, but they had this new phase 2 area, and you could see the excitement in their faces. It was good to see.
I would say probably phase 2, given the schedule, the classrooms over on the east side. Just due to schedule. There've been some, challenges. Anytime you get a job with architectural elements, with higher end architectural elements, there are more challenges. Just in terms of space limitations, especially with an existing building, existing structure that was designed in the 60s, and now we're trying to put modern systems into it. You run into some space limitations. It was pretty good architecturally. It's nice, so it's It's a little more challenging than just throwing in regular diffusers, but it's more interesting. Keeps the guys keeps their head working.
I should mention the elevators. The elevators, we had to take out the one elevator completely. That's being remodernized, and then where we took out the I-beams and the structural beams loaded with concrete, they were all encased in asbestos at the time. So the whole tower had to be taken, all the asbestos had to be removed before we could start work. So right now we have 2 new elevators being installed in the building.
I think one of the big challenges is meeting all the noise requirements. Working, like Ray said previously, we had to do a lot of the structural demolition at night times back a year ago or so. And working with all the students and making sure they're all happy and content as we move forward with the job.
Well, I think it's all the same. The new addition is very challenging. It's a new structure, so you get to kind of work with a new structure, as opposed to trying to fit things into the existing structure, which is more or less in the same areas that they were initially. So in the newer structure, it's a little bit more fine-tuning with a lot of the new development.
Well, it was when we had to get phase 2 done just before the students came back to class there. It was kind of tough, a lot of work, a lot of hours, and it was a bit stressful, but we managed to get everything done and put everything together, and we got everybody in there. You know what? There's every job has its challenges. So we have had a lot of different challenges here. The demolition was quite a challenge. The guys from RBG did a great job. Some high-risk work was done, but it was all done in a safely manner and in a timely manner. So I mean, it was done really well.
The challenging area right now has been the ceilings in phase 2 corridors. You have the coves, and you have the recessed light fixture and an acoustical panel. It was challenging, exciting, and I think it turned out well.
Well, right now they're in studies, I guess. They're just finishing off exams. They're wrapping up before the Christmas break. But yeah, they're comfortable. They're in their classrooms. They got adequate lighting. They're comfortable with the temperature. We've made sure of that.
Higher education, I'm hoping.
Yes, they're well into their exams, where they should be.
We know this side. Actually, we get to sneak peek over there every once in a while. It's pretty good. They've got the exams are on right now, so we sort of spend a lot of time coordinating, keeping the noise away from the exam rooms and to the other end of the building. We're still on the other side of the hoarding every once in a while, just cleaning up and finishing up some of the work. We got a bunch of work we have to finish in, I guess it's April, after the students leave for the summer again. So we're trying to get some of that done in and around when the students aren't actually in there studying or working their classes. So.
Well, I walked through there this morning and there was 2 kids sleeping. And some others writing exams.
And I can just see all the students sitting there in a sofa right now talking to one another about what they're studying and criminal law or whatever. And yeah, there's the odd one, as Jay mentioned, that they sleep. But what he doesn't know, because I come here at 6 in the morning, I see students arriving at sometimes 6 in the morning, and they're studying for the exams right now. So they're pretty exhausted. So, and I'm sure they were studying at night before they got here.
Well, right now I think a fair amount of them are studying and writing exams. I'm sure some other ones are maybe slacking off or sleeping, as some of the other guys have said, but I'd say the majority of them are writing their exams.
I guess they're over there, learning.
Oh, probably a lot of hanky-panky and whatnot. I hope that they're learning. This is the future lawyers. Oh, is that you? Sorry, yeah, you threw me for a loop. They're writing exams. I knew that, but I thought you were being general.
If I had to give them a message, I would just say treat the building with respect, like you would anywhere. Like you'd expect anybody to treat the building with respect. And everybody who works here should be treated with respect. I think that's the main message I would have, yeah.
Well, I think that the Osgood students are going to be fortunate to have a nice, exciting new building like this. I hope they appreciate what they're going to be, their environment they're going to be learning in. I think it's going to be something that they'll remember down the road. That the environment that they actually did all their learning and education is quite fantastic.
Probably just a matter of enjoy it. It's a great space. It's a great place to spend your time studying and relaxing. Don't spend all of it studying. Use some of the relaxation spaces to actually catch up on reality.
Taking advantage of it, yeah, I guess this is a beautiful space. The new addition's a nice space, a lot of glass, be a lot of light, a lot of natural light. The forms will be nice and toasty, so if they're walking around in their socks, they'll feel very comfortable.
They won't believe their eyes when they see it, because right now they're in about 30% of the building. When they show up here next year, they're going to have a 5-story tower. They're going to have this great big atrium. They're going to have a new library area over here. It's just going to be fantastic for them.
I think they should be excited. They should look forward to it. It should be a nice building, the whole tower with all the offices and the classrooms. We've still got some work to be done there in April. And the new addition here, it'll be a nice space for the students to hang out and study and have some fun, hopefully, during the school year.
Well, I think when the students come to this school, when it's all said and done, and when we finish with it, like I know some of the stuff is not finished on the other side, and it's going to look very nice once everything is all nice and cleaned and tidied up. I think everybody's going to enjoy this building, for years to come. It's going to be a very nice, clean environment, and people will be very happy.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Lots of hard work. Enjoy it.
Enjoy it. You've got a nice space. Take the time to look at the space architecturally and appreciate what everybody has done.
Starbucks. Yes, much tastier. And you get Americano there. Yep.
Straight up?
With milk. So I'm a little bit of a wussy in that way,
Second cup.
What's the drink?
Usually just a straight, large cream and sweetener. Yeah.
I'd go Tim Hortons.
Yeah. What do you have?
Regular coffee is always nice.
I'd have to go with Starbucks.
What do you drink?
It would be either an espresso and a latte to go, or just a bold in the morning.
For me, Tim Hortons, any day.
What's your drink?
Double. Coffee.
Whiskey.
It doesn't really matter. Whichever trade wants to buy me a coffee and bring it to the trailers, it's great with me.